Ooh, is this? No. What is this? Why is it? Is this alloy or is it just because I don't see anything inside here? So it looks like rudders kind of, but I don't see any rudder blocks on it. That would be really interesting to see if we would get an explanation how this would work. In any case, we got some big steam propellers here and big guns, and of course we are in the battle mood, so we can't check around everything easily. We seem to have a big lamp system. And ooh, we have cluttered the area with a lot of surge protectors. We have a layer of rubber protecting this thing. Yeah, that's a well-protected EMP setup for this thing. I don't think we'll be frying that very easily. And yeah, we have some spaced armor going on there. We have some wedges in the front here. Looking pretty sturdy, I must say. So, seems that the bulk of the armor is down here. Yeah, and we have some big cool guns and the blue light. So, a cool little custom ship. So let's get this battle started. And we have started to shoot at each other. I'm gonna keep a reasonable angle here. And the cram shells are coming in. Pop, pop, pop. We have a lot of anti-missile missiles going into the waters. Okay, let's see what's happening now. The laser keeps frying. Seems that my big missile got taken out. It was also very confused. It had good decoys to just lead it off, and also a lot of AMS anti-missile missiles to just shoot it down. Right, so seems that... Does my missile even coming in here? No, I just realized that we need to turn down the settings a little bit here. That barely helps, but a little bit. Okay, and we got some popping in there. So it has a lot of it's a lot of anti-missile missiles, and it seems that my shots are not coming in here. It really does a good job at taking out most of the incoming missiles. Like, my missile swarm is getting pretty deleted. We have some vertical launch missiles there. I think that's decoys. I think it will light up here. Yeah, you can see all my anti-missile missiles went to take that out. They went for the decoy. And that's a nice thing to use decoys for. We pop up decoys in order to make the enemy's AMS system fly to hell. And we can then make our real missiles actually deal damage. So that's pretty cool. I use the same tactic, of course. You can see my decoy going up there. And I'm thinking that a lot of... I don't know if his AMS system reached that far, because they are busy with taking out my missiles. But here you can see his anti-missile missiles, they go for the decoy straight off. So we're using the same tactic against each other. Draconia down to 97%, Cyto Shepherd down at 95. So a very small lead for the Draconia so far. And even though I've learned a lot building the Draconia, and I'm kind of very unhappy. Oh my god! Oh yes, they are getting through. These are my ultimate lamb distractors. A few lambs can take on my mortars because they are basically made to basically just disable lambs. They're just made to soak up all the lamb's damage. So we're good metal checkerboard armor. And it is very efficient if you have the space to offer, of course. For a heavier ship, metal and stone checkerboard might be more useful, but the metal wood checkerboard lets you float pretty well. Oh my god, my laser is frying that APS. That makes me so happy. It still fires though. Okay, it switched target. Anyways, even though I learned a lot making the Draconia and now I'm kind of unhappy with its design, it is still a very strong ship. Like, before making the Draconia, I wasn't... I gotten much better at making ships by making the Draconia, that's for sure. So it's a really formidable ship. So if I'm saying it's kind of bad, it's just that I learned new stuff. And it remains to be seen if I actually learn something, because we shall see if my next battleship of an equal size will be stronger or not. If not, then I obviously didn't learn much, and I did get more right with the Draconia. But the Draconia is a good ship. It's very strong, and I'm very happy with its performance for sure. Draconia is still in the lead. It's 94, and Cyto Shepherd is down to 90.9. 90.9, yes. Big missile popping in there. Draconia is starting to go pretty low here. The main APS gun is, however, not taken out, so that's pretty good for me. The laser is also not damaged, so seems that we have some real problems for Cyto Shepherd's main guns to really get through and deal damage to the important bits. Somehow, the Draconia is pretty safe. It doesn't get much damage here. So we have our anti-missile or anti-torpedo torpedoes popping in there. We're gonna follow my shape charges and see whatever they are up to. I wonder if Cyto utilizes a lot of torpedoes or not. I do not think so. I do know he has a lot, or had a lot, of anti-torpedo torpedoes. But we shall see. One thing that's pretty useful with my anti-torpedo torpedoes is that they are on turrets and they are aiming straight for the enemy, so they have a very high likelihood of hitting its targets. Yeah, there we took out some stuff too. Cyto Shepherd is down to... Oh, there his anti-torpedo torpedoes came out and disabled my little swarm there. That's probably useful because these are shaped charges, and if you don't have proper protection from below, they will just shred you from within, from underside. Yeah, nasty thing. Draconia 93, Cyto Shepherd 86. It's starting to look a little bit sad, but I must say that these turrets, they seem to be pretty well built, well protected. We have lots of heavy armor here. You can see it has 2 barrels, and that's something that I always like to do, having multiple barrel, multiple firing pieces, because as you can see, my laser could fry half of this system, but another part of the turret is still alive, and then the whole turret block isn't like wasted. So it's really smart having several firing pieces per thing for sure. Now, I wonder if it wouldn't be more advisable to keep the barrels a little bit more separated, just to keep them apart, so that it's less likely that the entire thing blows up. But to this defense, every turret that is damaged, one of the barrels are still working. Right. So here we have some... Oh god, we have the stutter has came. The stutter has arrived. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that's why I need eventually to get a new computer if we're gonna continue doing big battles in From the Depths, because, you know, this ain't acceptable. Well, these are some Sea-Whiz turrets, and they are busy Sea-Whizzing for sure. I do feel like it would probably be good if they set up to have a larger minimum like range, so that they don't turn around so much. They'll be on target a lot more often. Lords, this is a stream of anti-missile missiles for sure. Okay, Cyto Shepherd down to 85%, and it seems that the in-game battle time is only 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So it's like going a little bit in slow motion for sure. But because Cyto Shepherd's turrets are still fighting on pretty heavily, it's no problem there. Seems we are getting through the AMS systems here a little bit, and my laser keeps frying. They are EMPing some stuff. Wonder if we get... Ooh, we got the barrel there. Oh man, yeah, okay, that turret is down now. So that probably would change the tides of these battle a little bit quicker. Look here, they're swarming against this little cram shell that just missed. It's a little bit funny. Oh no, they're not. Never mind. Are we having any stuff coming in here? Yeah, I do feel like the Annihilator remake spends a lot of its resources on defense. Oh, it's sinking, we're sinking. But what I wanted to add is that it should probably spend some more materials on actually dealing damage. I don't know its firepower per mass ratio, but that's the kind of feeling I get from this. Because it's not able to take out my weapon systems. Cyto Shepherd, he's sinking. You can see I added a rule. If your ship is sinking, that means you're losing. You can't be a submarine anymore. After the Borderwise battle, where he won because I didn't set up a rule against submarining, I set up a rule. If you're submarining, you're getting disqualification points and you are getting DQ'd. So, Cyto Shepherd is sinking. Too much heavy armor, too little wood. This thing does not float without air or possibly upwards propulsion. There we go. That's a win for the Draconia. Well, I'm happy with her performance. The Draconia has delivered today. But indeed, formidable ship for Cyto Shepherd. We are going to go to setup. And if you're interested in like making some rules, like I twiddle around a lot with my rules here just to make it kind of fairish. But these are my rules here. So the rules are as follows. A 1200 second mark, that's 20 minutes, I believe. We have disqualified after 30 points, and here we have use maximum distance. If you're going away more than 5,000 meters, you're doing like weird long range mass shit, and that's boring. You can make a fast ship that just evades forever, and you can make a battle just, you know. I don't want ships escaping the battlefield and winning by this, so maximum distance 5,000 meters. Don't do that. Maximum altitude. If you're a naval ship and you suddenly go above like 100 meters in the air, and you know, to be fair, like the Filke had some jumping action, well, that's fine. You can have some jumping action, why not? But you can't stay there. So if you're airshipping 100 meters above the water, you're ain't a ship anymore. So yeah. That's the rule, and we have a minimal altitude. If you're below 15 meters, you're definitely submarining on us. So then disqualify. That's the rules here. I only sustain them for 30 seconds because we don't want to wait an extra minute for nothing. And yeah, that's the rules. We got some materials, of course. Yeah, so we're getting some materials for dealing damage. I kind of like how the Draconia kind of starts underwater a little bit. Why does it do that? Alright, we're gonna follow the first blast. I don't know, I just like these shotgun shells. It's kind of a nice opening. It's like an icebreaker. Alright, it doesn't confuse the lambs though. And here we see the Sea Whiz. Man, I really feel like I'm gonna make an instant tutorial of that next week. You're having an instant tutorial about that, but this Sea Whiz obviously needs to be flak. I feel like it should really be flak, not yeah. And yeah, so I'm gonna make a flak APS Sea Whiz tutorial, but the Sea Whiz is really, it's just spraying the air. It's pretty cool. But if it was flak, it would just take out so much more than it does. And not to bash on anything, I can talk crap about the, you know, the Draconia too. I'm just suggesting improvements, so I hope, Cyto, you don't take it, you know, in a bad way in any case. I'm just trying to help you improve this ship, what you could make to make it stronger. But of course, Cyto Shepherd's Annihilator remake may win this next round. We're doing best of 3. I just made up my mind about that, so that's what we're doing. What are we doing there? Okay. Yeah, so best of 3 it is. And that means if the Draconia wins this battle, it wins. And the reason why I'm kind of assuming that the Draconia would win is that last time Cyto Shepherd was not able to take out the Draconia's main APS or the main laser. And if you don't do that, the Draconia keeps frying you. So like you can have a lot of defenses to set up against the Draconia, but you really need to be able to disable its weapon system. Like you need to deal damage to it fast, otherwise it will eat you alive, ish, because it's a dragon and it likes meat. Yes, she likes meat. Anyways, what was yeah? So the Draconia. The problem with the Draconia is that it's too flat and too slow. It's so susceptible against mortars. It's so susceptible to big crams. It doesn't have defenses enough to take out big shells that are coming in. And it has a poor armor scheme, because a lot of the outer armor is wood, and that just gets damaged so darn quickly. It's not even funny. Hello, helicopter. So that's what's happening here. Resilient turrets for sure, but they don't seem to deal too much damage. Now we are in kind of degraded mood, so I don't even know how it looks like when the shell's coming in there. So that one got jumped by... Ooh, look! There a shell came in, it shot off one of the cram cannons, okay. So it's probably some armor-piercing high explosive or something like that. Yeah, there we popped another little turret. But these small turrets, they're kind of auxiliary, of course. Like, we need to deal with this thing, and it's a slab of heavy armor, and this thing, and that too is kind of small. Can be dealt with big explosions, for sure. It can be dealt with sandblasters, yes. And, ooh, I wonder if my LAM system does have time to take on incoming shells. It doesn't seem like it. It's not able to detect them. Here we got off a little bit. So Cyto Shepherd is at 91%, the Draconia is at 94%. We're popping some mortars there. Let's see if the Seawiz is engaging my tiny missile swarm. Nope. It looks like it's probably been drained and a little bit sad because of my constant EMP incoming fire. No, we actually disabled the lambs. We killed the lambs somehow. I think the lasers need to be damaged in that case. So, one thing that a lot of people forget to do, that's EMP secure their entire laser system. Like, if you have lasers on your ship, you'll need to protect that laser the same way you protect an AI. That means encase it in a rubber box and have surge protectors away from it, around it, you know. Not like directly on any laser parts, of course, but outside of it. So if it wants to go again for the laser, it goes on the side instead. Yeah, so that's like one thing. It's possible we fry the laser with EMP. It's also possible... No, the laser is not... No, it's not protected. We have surge protectors here, but they only work as long as they exist. We want to encase it in rubber as well, to keep it safe. Okay. A stream of incoming... Like, these mortars are weak. They are mostly kinetic with a super small impact thing, or a super small explosion, something like that. But if you just let them melt through like nothing, they will of course deal a lot of damage. Like, they are super small, so they only, like, they are super weak, so they only deal damage if it's like direct hit, but they do pop through, you can see there, and they will explode below, because they have a lot of hardeners and a tiny load. You can see there. You see, I think that's the block. It didn't destroy it. It just made it a little bit sad. Wow, it had to have gotten a lot of damage before that, so it's kind of weaker. Don't know. Draconia is at 93. Laser is still frying, and I do believe the main APS is online too. But when we're playing like degraded mode like this, it's very hard to see the stuff deal damage in action. Do hit something? Nope. It's hard to kind of spot the shells when we're playing degraded. And we're playing degraded because we're getting stuttering, and that's because we're having problems with the processor and RAM. And also another tip: if you're making a big battle yourself, turn off the game, like restart the game, and the first thing you will spawn in are the ships that are battling, because it eats up RAM to spawn in ships like that, so you really need to kind of have it fresh. Oh my god, my big missile is coming in. It's dealing damage. Oh yes. That's some heavy EMP frying though. I think that probably took out something important. Oh yeah. And the laser is frying. So that big missile is for sure scary. If your LAM system was disabled to deal with it, it's gonna deal some damage. There we got another barrel. Weird. Okay. Oh, it was the small one. It just became large when it got shot off. Okay, that makes sense. Typical from the depth funniness. And I do guess that is the most thing that can be said. And you know what? Did you enjoy this video, or are you enjoying this video? We're not quite done yet, but if you are enjoying this video, please remember to leave a like. And if you like content like this, you should definitely consider to subscribe to the channel, because I'm playing a lot of From the Depth. Like, if you just look at my recent uploads, it's like 75% From the Depth. We have some Satisfactory and Gmod thrown in there too, but it's mainly From the Depth right now. So if you're into From the Depth and you're not subscribed, this is most likely a channel for you to stay tuned on. In any case, ooh, that was a nasty hit right on top of it. Bam. Kinda weak, but it kinda does scary damage too. You can see there. Yeah. The laser probably had something to do with that too, of course. The mortars are, as said, mostly investment in distracting enemy lands. You can set it up like that, and that's kind of the thought, but if someone would protect against from the Draconia... Oh, superstructure is away! Bye-bye, Captain of the Annihilator remake. No, but the mortars on the Draconia, they're not worth spending material on dealing with. Like, evade them if you can. If you get hit, it's no biggie. Or if you have like one layer of deck armor, and then it is a biggie. But if you don't have that, then it's just... If you could ignore them, that would serve you well. Because they're having so much health. They're difficult to sap with lambs for sure. Yeah. Alright, so the big missile comes in again, and it pop deals some damage. In pre-frying. Sighter Shepherd is down to 71%. The engine is still alive this time, so we ain't sinking it. But we are pretty soon, I believe. The upwards propulsion... No, it doesn't have any upwards propulsion. It probably has some air pockets in the front then. It doesn't look like we're dealing with upwards propulsion here. Yeah, this thing might sink indeed. Is that a torpedo or a dead barrel? That's a dead... No, that's an ammo clip. Is that out... Is that like 6 or 8 meter ammo clip? I think so.